Hello students, welcome to English Classroom. I'm Dr. Suchitra Singh, Assistant Professor of English, VGDC, Vidyanagar. Today we are going to learn about leadership skills prescribed for SEM 2 for BA, BCom, BSc and BBA by Osmania University. Now, we all know that leadership skill is one of the most important skills and sought after skills by the employee. So, keeping this in mind, the prescribers of this, the policymakers have made it mandatory to inculcate these skills among students. Now, you might be wondering that I cannot be a leader. Some people are gifted to be a leader, but that is not the case, right? So to make you understand that, let me share a video to you, right? Uh, just watch this video and then we'll go ahead with our class. So we have seen the video which talks about that how the line is within us and how we can become leaders. So what is a leader? How will we define? A leader is someone who leads others, and leadership is a process of directly inspiring others to perform a task. So what is a leader? A leader, who is a leader? A leader is someone who leads others, and leadership is a process of directly inspiring others to perform a task. In fact, a leader is a person who has a vision, a drive, a commitment to achieve that vision, and the skills to make it happen. So, who is a leader? A leader is a person who has a vision, a drive, a commitment to achieve that vision, and the skills to make it happen. Now, there is always a confusion in organizational culture where people get confused between leadership, management, and supervision. According to organizational culture, leadership is a function of knowing yourself, having a vision that is well communicated, building trust among colleagues, and taking effective action to take your group, team, or organization forward. Right? A successful leader shapes and shares a vision which gives a point to the work of others. So what it says is that it is where a leader is having a vision that is well communicated, building trust among colleagues, and taking effective action to take your group, team, or organization forward. So a successful leader shapes and shares a vision which gives a point to the work of others, right? Now, thus leadership is the ability to get extraordinary achievement from ordinary people. So what is leadership? Leadership is nothing but it is the ability to get extraordinary achievement from ordinary people. Leadership is a process by which members of a group are empowered to work together synergistically towards a common goal or vision that will create a change, right? So what do we understand? Ultimately, we know that a leader is someone who leads others, and leadership is a process of directly inspiring others to perform a task. In fact, a leader is a person who has a vision, a drive, a commitment to achieve that vision, and the skills to make it happen. Now, the next question that comes to our mind is, why is leadership important? Why is being a leader important, right? Now, leadership is nothing but it is the ability to get other people to do something significant that they might not otherwise do. So what is why we need leadership? The ability to do something significant that they might not otherwise do it. It energizes people towards a goal. Effective leadership helps nations through times of perils, and so does it for organizations and business, right? The challenge of decision making and it being timely, complete, and correct depends on the leader. Leadership is crucial in implementing decisions successfully. Now, a good leader can make a success of weak business plan, but a bad leader can ruin even the best plan. So leadership is nothing but it is the ability to get other people to do something, energize people towards a goal. We need leadership because effective leaders help their nations in bad times, right? And they challenge the decision making, and it being timely, complete, and correct depends on the leader. So leadership is crucial in implementing decisions successfully, right? Then the next question that comes is, what are the qualities of a good leader? What should a good leader have? Now, a leader should seek to understand the needs of his followers. The first quality of a leader is that he should seek to understand the needs of his followers. Second, a leader should have integrity and focus, right? And the third endowment is imagination, which gives one a chance to decide what is truly important and meaningful. And the fourth endowment is independence. A leader will have the choice to exercise his willpower, and this is very important for leadership, right? So the leader, he should know to understand his followers, and a leader should have integrity and focus, and leader should have imagination, thinking out of the box, so that he can decide what is truly important and meaningful. And the fourth endowment is independence. A leader will have the choice to exercise his willpower, and this is very important for leadership. Now, there are different types of leaders. There are a variety of leaders who have become successful due to their personal traits and styles. Some leaders may fit into multiple types because they adapt their styles for better functioning in different circumstances, right? So, or now, if we take the example of Adolf Hitler, ordering people to do what was to be done worked for Adolf Hitler. But in the case of India, non-violence of Mahatma Gandhi worked for us. So different people have different traits, right? Generally, leaders may fit in with multiple types of it, right? Because they adapt to the styles for better functioning in different circumstances. Today, good leadership skills and effective leadership styles are based more on the principle of collaborating and serving leadership, right? So let us look at what are the different types, right? The first type of leadership is nothing but it is visionary leader. Now, visionary leaders have visions, articulate the visions passionately, own these visions, and relentlessly drive them to completion. All those who have accomplished great things have had great visions and have fixed their gaze on goals that were high, some that at times seemed impossible. When people are engaged, they share the dream and move to the goal with the leader and achieve great success. So, who are visionary leaders? Visionary leaders are those leaders who have vision and they articulate their vision passionately, own these visions, and relentlessly drive them to completion. All those who have accomplished great things have had great vision and have fixed their gaze on goals that were high. Some at times seem impossible, right? Then the second type of leaders are as coaches. They are called as coaching leaders, right? Now, what makes a leadership is the ability to get people to do what they do not want to do and like it. That is the main feature of a coaching leader, the ability to do what they do not want to do and like it, right? A coaching leader connects individual leads and wants with the organization's goals. Coaching explores the person's life and values beyond just work. Such leaders help employees forge long-term goals and develop plans to meet those goals. This type of leadership is said to be the second most effective best practice style in achieving results, right? So what makes a leadership is the ability to get people to do what they do not want to do and like it, right? And coaching leaders explores the person's life and values beyond just work. Such leaders help employees forge long-term goals and develop plans to meet these goals, right? And this is the second most effective and best practice style in achieving the goal. Now, the next type is collaborating leaders. Collaborating leaders connect people to each other, thereby creating teamwork and harmony. This style promotes collaboration and relationship, which indirectly drive better performance, loyalty, and commitment, right? So what is collaborating leaders? Collaborating leaders connect people to each other, thereby creating teamwork and harmony. This style promotes collaboration and relationship, which indirectly drive better performance, loyalty, and commitment. A leader should always know what people want and then put together all those who can work together for a better outcome, right? Now, Democratic leaders. The next type is, this is the first sought after one, where, this type of leaders not only offer guidance to group members, but they also participate in the group and allow input from other group members, right? So the best quality is that these type of leaders not only offer guidance to group members, but they also participate in the group and allow input from other group members. Inclusion and participation show that each member is valued by his leader. This is particularly effective when the leader is genuinely looking for ideas or seeking to secure buy-in for a potential change. At some point, however, if consensus cannot be reached, the leader must make the decision and move ahead. So this is the most sought after one, where the leader works along with the followers. He is one among the followers, right? Then we have another type of leadership, that is pace setting leaders. Leaders face fear and move forward. They set and achieve challenge goals. This style is often executed in a highly competitive way. Thus, it is less effective in most situations because it promotes the good of one person or department with little regard for the good of the entire organization, right? Because here, it is that they're trying to see, like, they want only their team to progress. They are not looking at the overall development of the organization. So it is not very much in demand. It can be usually useful only in situations with a confident and highly motivated team. And so this style should be used sparingly, right? So pace setting leadership style is do as I do now, right? It is like they are just looking at their own self growth. There is no development for the whole organization, so it is not much advised. The next one is commanding leaders. These leaders are also known as authoritarian leaders, right? What are they called? They are called as authoritarian leaders. They set clear expectations for what needs to be done and how it should be done. There is also clear division between the leaders and the followers. Authoritarian leaders make decisions independently with little or no input from the rest of the group, right? Now here, these leaders make decisions independently. There is no say. It is like the leader is like, I am the boss and you have to follow my orders, right? So this is more like the Adolf Hitler style, where what he said, the followers had to simply follow. Now, it can be useful temporarily in a crisis to jumpstart a new initiative or with a problem employee. But routine use of this style should be limited in 21st century due to minimal effect. So these leaders are also known as authoritarian leaders, and this is not much it should not be used more often, right? Now, delegating leaders is another type of leaders which is directly in contrast to commanding leaders. Now, delegating leaders give full freedom to the group without any participation of themselves. They offer little or no guidance to the group members and leave decision making to the group members itself. Although this style can be effective in situations where group members are highly qualified in an area of expertise, it often it often leads to poorly defined roles and lack motivation, right? So what is delegating leaders? In contrast to commanding leaders, delegating leaders give freedom to the group without any participation for themselves, right? Then right. So these are the different types of leaders. Now let us just brush up what are the different types of leaders. They are visionary leaders, right? The one who has a vision, coaching leaders who makes a leadership whose ability is to get people to do what they want to do and finally like it. And then we have collaborating leaders. Leaders connect people to each other, thereby creating teamwork and harmony. Then we have democratic leaders. These type of leaders not only offer guidance to group members, but they also participate in the group and allow input to the group members. They value each and every member in the group. Then we have pace-setting leaders who face fear and move forward and achieve challenging goals. We also have commanding leaders, which is not advisable because they are more like their boss who gives orders and no involvement of followers is done in this. Then we have delegating leaders who are in contrast to the commanding leaders, where they give complete freedom to the group, right? Next, what we are going to see is that every leader, we also saw in the video that we all can hone leadership skills. So what are the skills that we can hone to be a better leader? Now, the first and the foremost skill that a leader should have is communication. Only through communication can a leader coordinate with his or her co-workers and delegate tasks, monitor progress, address issues, help inspire, and ensure deadlines are met. So leaders thus need to be proficient in both communication that informs and seeks out information and communication that connects interpersonally with others. So so communication is very, very important. Without communication, a leader cannot convey what he wants his followers to do, right? Not only that, it is not just telling, but good leaders listen to the people in their organization. It is not enough for leaders to talk to people, right? And it is not enough for leaders to talk to people about their passion. They must allow their the ideas and thoughts of employees to permeate and uh, help to form the goals and action plan, right? Next is that vision. A leader has vision. A good leader has clear vision, and great leader has vision entwined with action plan. So a great leader is one who has vision entwined with action plan. Leadership is nothing but it is the capacity to translate vision into reality. So leaders establish a vision for the future and set the strategy for getting there. They cause change. Leaders can see a problem that needs to be fixed or a goal that needs to be achieved. It may be something that no one else sees or simply something that no one else wants to tackle. Example, let us take the example of Thomas Alva Edison. He did not set out to build a better candle, right? In those days, there was no electricity. So he did not set out to build a better candle. He wanted to find a whole new way to illuminate the darkness, right? So this is the kind of vision that a leader should have. So a leader has vision. A good leader has clear vision, and a great leader has vision entwined with action plan, right? Next is that not just not just communication or vision is not enough. Good leaders should have passion to make their vision come into reality. So good leaders are focused and they just drive through their vision, right? So great leadership is driven by passion. They know that it is not enough only to have a vision, but vision accompanied with passion for the idea, an inner sense of drive and some sense of commitment is essential. If followers feel that the leader is not fully committed or lacks passion, then it would be an uphill task for the leader to motivate the followers to achieve the goal. Thus, good leaders are always enthusiastic about their work or cause and also about their role as a leader, as people respond more openly to a person of passion and dedication. So what we learn from this is that a good leader knows that it is not only enough to have a vision, but the vision should be accompanied with passion for the idea, an inner sense of drive and some sense of commitment is essential. The next quality that a leader should have is persuasion and influence. Now, having communication skills, having a vision, then having passion for himself is not enough. This should be translated to their followers. They should have the ability to influence others and cause them to move in a particular direction, in a highly direction. And so this is a highly important skill in leadership, right? Influence and persuasion is a highly important skill. In fact, leadership is often defined as the ability to persuade or influence others to do something that they may not have done without a leader's persuasion. Thus, a good leader is clear, confident, and persuasive, right? Then the next quality that a leader should have is that self-confidence. Once you believe in yourself, then others will follow you. So leaders are often expected to make difficult decisions. In order to do so, they must have faith in their choices and must be confident in their own skills to such an extent that they can motivate those they supervise. In other words, to be an effective leader, one should be confident enough to ensure that others follow your command, right? A leader, as a leader, one has to be oozing with confidence, show some swagger and assertiveness to gain the respect of their subordinates. This does not mean that one should be overconfident, but one should at least reflect the degree of confidence required to ensure that their followers trust you as a leader. So this is one of the most important quality that a leader should have. That is, they must have faith in their choices and must have confidence in their own skill to such an extent that they can motivate those they supervise. Then next is that the next supreme quality of a leader is integrity. Integrity, leadership is nothing but it is doing what is right when no one is watching. So integrity means honesty and more. It refers to having strong internal guiding principles that one does not comprise. Integrity is based on one's guiding belief and values and is an important example of an essential leadership quality. It is important to know that integrity is reflected in thinking, attitudes, and action. Integrity is thus on a gut level based on the leader's actions and words. So this is one. This is the supreme quality that a leader should have. Then, apart from that, the next quality that a leader should have is direction. A good leader empowers followers, right? Leadership is about setting directions and equipping, empowering, and influencing others to accomplish a goal. So a good leader empowers followers. If progress towards accomplishing goal ceases, the leader's tails responsibility to analyze the problem. He does not search for the people to blame. Leaders should be able to show the followers that they will get in the journey together. They communicate not just the overall direction, but any information that the follower may need to successfully and skillfully carry out their responsibility. So a good leader empowers the followers. He will direct them, influence them in achieving their goals. And further, a good leader walks the talk and in doing so earns the right to be responsible for others. He not only directs the team and team members to do things, but he also listens and takes the direction about where the team wants to go. A good leader thus knows how to build and nurture such a good team. The best leaders are good followers when needed, right? So they not only guide them, but they walk the talk, and they will not blame them, but they will take the responsibility on their shoulders. The next feature about a good leader is that a leader cannot command or the respect of his or her followers unless there is fairness or justice. That means a leader should be fair enough when he is assigning projects to co-workers. This means that he or she must understand the strength and weakness of his or her co-workers and only then delegate the task fairly in a diplomatic and objective manner. Like giving the difficult one to one who cannot do it and protecting their friends is not fair. They should, for the betterment of the organization, should see who is good at which skill and give them that work so that everything can come out in the best of its output. So doing so will help resolve any potential work issues. So a leader will have to be fair while assigning the work to the team members. Then another important leadership is nothing but it is about empathy. It is about having the ability to relate and connect with people for the purpose of inspiring and empowering their lives. Leaders should develop empathy with their followers. Understanding the problem of the followers, feeling their pain is the first step to become an effective leader. A good leader should listen to his team members by giving full attention to the person seeking his attention. A leader should thus engage and appreciate the team members and their views. Resilience. The next one is resilience in leadership. Now, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. You might have heard this adage many times, but did you know that great leaders also follow this rule? Great leaders are resilient and have a positive attitude. They are in fact good role models. Irrespective of how difficult the circumstances might be, right? You will find them rallying their followers. Great leaders always focus on solutions and not the problem, right? So what it says is that they must have a positive attitude, right? Only if they are positive, they can be a role model to their team, right? Then last but not the least is decision making. Now, decision making is the crux quality and is at the bottom of the triangle in the leadership model because it finally germinates the action, right? So, apart from having a futuristic vision, a leader should have the ability to take the right decision at the right time. Decisions taken by leaders have a profound impact on masses. So, a leader's decision should be in such a way that it should take them in the road of success, right? A leader should think long and hard before taking a decision. But once the decision is taken, the leader should stand by it, right? And whatever might be the circumstances. So decision making is the greatest quality that a leader should have. He should have that confidence that whatever decision he is taking will take the team and the organization in the right direction. So these are some of the skills that we need to hone. So let us just brush up what we need to hone. The first skill that we need to hone is communication, right? Because it is only through communication can a leader coordinate with his or her co-workers and delegate tasks. And then not only that, second is that a leader should have a vision. A great leader will have a vision, and a good leader will have a vision, and a great leader will have vision entwined with action plan, because leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. And the next quality is passion. Not only vision, but their vision should be accompanied with passion. They know that it is not enough only to have vision, but vision accompanied with passion for the idea, an inner sense of drive and some sense of commitment is essential. Next quality is persuasion and influence. Having these qualities by the leader does not make anything unless the leader does not have the quality of persuasion and influence, the ability to influence others and cause them to move in a particular direction in a highly important skill. Then next is self-confidence. Only if the leader believes in himself, then others will walk along with him, right? So they must have faith in their choices and must have confidence in their own skills to such an extent that they can motivate and supervise, motivate those they supervise, right? Then the next supreme quality is integrity. Integrity is a very essential quality, that is, the leader is doing what is right even when no one is watching him. It is important to know that integrity is reflected in thinking, attitudes, and action. And then a good leader empowers his followers. If progress towards accomplishing goals ceases, the leader takes responsibility, right? The leader takes responsibility and responsibility to analyze the problem. He does not search for blame, but he takes the responsibility. Then next is that a good leader should walk the talk, right? And he must be fair enough. A leader, while assigning projects to his co-workers, must see the strength and weakness of his co-workers and only then assign. And then finally, a leader should have empathy. Empathy is something which is very important. Understanding the problem of followers, feeling their pain is the first step to become an effective leader. And then a leader should be positive in his attitude. He should have resilience, right? They should be in fact good role models. Irrespective of how difficult the circumstance might be, they must find them rallying their followers. And last but not the least is the decision making. So these are the qualities that a leader should own, right? So we can develop leadership skills. Now I'll take you to the videos. There are some videos that I would like to share to see how leadership qualities work out. Then we can sum up our class. Look at the small play that is there. There is a problem that has come. And see how they are solving it.
Skipper, look. Analysis.
Just watch this.
We'll go out pineapple, my little bubbly-headed boo. Skipper, look. Analysis. It looks like a small incandescent bulb, designed to indicate something out of the ordinary, like a malfunction.
I find it pretty and somewhat hypnotic.
That too, sir. Right. Rico, manual.
Problemo solved.
Sir, we may be out of fuel.
What makes you think that?
We've lost engine 1. And engine 2 is no longer on fire.
Buckle up, boys. Don't look dull. This might get hairy. Attention! This is your captain speaking. I've got good news and bad news. The good news is we'll be landing immediately. Bad news is we're crash landing. When it comes to air travel, we know you have no choice whatsoever. But thanks again for choosing Air Penguin. I know you won't mind when I tell you. Go on, tell me anything. Tell me what?
I broke your iPod!
What? The buttons are so small.
It made me mad!
The horror!
I'm sorry!
I'm gonna kill you, Blackhead! Rico, you've had your fun. Pull up. You down. Gently now, you just want to kiss the ground. Just a little peck. A smooch like you're kissing your sister. I said kiss it. Now just a little break. Just a touch. A little whisper. I believe that's checkmate. Commence emergency landing procedure. Flaps up. Deploy.
2 passengers unaccounted for, Skipper.
That's a number I can live with. Good landing, boys. Who says a penguin can't fly?
Okay, that was a very nice video that shared. See how they have the leader could handle the consequences, right? When the problem was in the very initial stages, the leader has taken step and finally he could execute his leadership qualities. So now we'll just sum up with another video that says what are the qualities that we need to have for a leadership. So just we'll finish this with the small
Hey guys,
summary.
Practical Psychology here, and today I'm going to be teaching you some tips on how to be a great leader. So one of the biggest misconceptions about leadership is that it is something that is innate. Many people think that leaders are born this way and that they don't have to spend time and effort to develop their leadership capabilities. This cannot be any further from the truth. By implementing the 9 secrets of leadership into your life, you'll be able to develop your potential as a leader, earn more money in your career, and earn even more respect from your peers and be more fulfilled in your personal life. So here are 9 tips on how to be a better leader. Tip number 1, integrity. Integrity is the foundation of all leadership. People are not willing to follow someone whose actions are unethical or unjust. Imagine you are working for a boss who, despite your great efforts and sacrifices for the company, gives the job promotion to an employee that has been slacking off. Why would you follow such a leader? On the other hand, when we operate from integrity, we gain the trust of the people we work closely with. Trust amongst team members is one of the most accurate predictors of success, and it all starts with a leader's integrity. Then, the team members can reciprocate the behavior of the leader and create a favorable atmosphere so that everyone can benefit. Tip number 2 is that actions speak louder than words. A great leader should lead by example and not delegate something to his followers, not willing to do himself. During World War I, General George S. Patton led his troops by walking in front of the tanks, despite the risk of being easily shot by the enemies. Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi were all great leaders who stood up and led by example. You are not a true leader if you are not brave enough to take the first leap. Practice doing 3 small things you are afraid of every day to get familiar with being uncomfortable, so when the time comes to take charge, you will have built the resilience and confidence abilities. Your friends or classmates will then see you as a powerful, gifted leader while you are enjoying the fruits of your labor. Tip number 3, be persuasive. The third secret to making people follow you as a leader is to become more persuasive. Persuasion is too broad of a topic to cover in a single point, so you should definitely spend a lot of time studying it because it will skyrocket your success. One powerful thing you can do to 10 times your persuasion when you ask someone to do something for you is to frame it so that they see the benefit they get from doing a particular thing. If you want to persuade your buddy to come work out with you, it will be wiser to show him what he will get. Increased confidence, longer life, and girls looking at him, rather than saying that you feel bored or unmotivated to go to the gym alone and you need a partner. Tip number 4 is to make people feel important. The billionaire Mary Kay Ash's secret to building her empire was to imagine that every person she met had a sign on their forehead that said, "Make me feel important." Leadership is not about the leader, it's about the followers. According to her, this is the secret to succeed in life. But how do I make people feel important? Genuinely ask them questions about their interests, passions, concerns, and other things. Don't forget to praise and thank them on the smallest achievements. Never condemn. Offer constructive feedback, and that will help them improve. Tip number 5 is to praise in public and correct in private. One of the worst things a leader can do is to condemn someone for a mistake in front of his or her colleagues. Now, if you've ever had friends over and your parents got mad at you for something, you've probably felt like this. Not only will it violate the make people feel important rule, but you will lose your respect and credibility as a leader. Of course, we can all agree that mistakes should be paid attention to and corrected in order to not be repeated, but here's a framework on how to give proper criticism. Tell the person that you are criticizing 2 things that they do well before criticizing them, and then 1 after the criticism. This is called sandwich approach. Let's say that your colleague or business partner is 20 minutes late every morning. First, you talk to him in private and start with the praise. Then you include the criticism, and again finish with the praise. "James, the customer service you provide for our client is really outstanding. The fact that you are late for work every morning is a problem for us because our team and clients need your exceptional skills and knowledge at that time of day." Just like that. Tip number 6 is to take responsibility for your mistakes. A leader is not supposed to be perfect or not make any mistakes. Making mistakes is completely normal unless you try to cover them up, deny them, or make somebody else responsible for them. A great leader earns respect by admitting his or her mistakes and learning the lessons. Vulnerability is a sign of leadership strength, yet it is mistakenly viewed as a weakness. Tip number 7 is to have a clear goal, or a vision. Successful companies reach consensus on all of their common goals, from top to the bottom of the hierarchy. Even the most brilliant strategy will fail if such consensus is not received. After you have set a clear, achievable, and yet at the same time challenging goal as a leader and communicated them accordingly to all of your followers, you are bound to achieve them despite the adversity. Another tip to achieve goals, be it for yourself or the organization you are in, is to write them on paper. People with written goals are 51% more likely to achieve the goals than without. Yet, only 3 out of 100 adults actually write their goals down, according to a study in the UK. Tip number 8 is to be knowledgeable. Now, this was the first tip in how to think like Dr. House. Being knowledgeable as a leader is crucial in order to feel confident and to gain the respect of your followers. Saying that you don't know how to do something and asking for advice is fine, but when this happens regularly, you start to lose your leadership credibility. You still have to have that technical information. Always seek out new information and try to better yourself as a person. This will inevitably make you a better leader and more valuable as a person. Tip number 9 is to surround yourself with great people. There's a saying that you are the sum average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. No matter how great the leader is, he or she will always be limited by the potential of his employees. Let go of the old friends or relatives that are holding you back or have a whole bunch of negativity in their life. It's okay to help them, but if they keep dragging you down, you should probably let them go. Surround yourself with epic people that will challenge you to make a stronger version of yourself. Andrew Carnegie attributed his success to being surrounded with people way smarter than he was and putting the brain power to use to become one of the wealthiest men in the world. How was Thomas Edison able to invent the light bulb without formal education? He simply used the brains of highly educated physicists and people that excelled academically. In combination with his perseverance, he was able to add more than 1,000 patents to his name. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something. And if there was just one gold nugget...
So that was, so that was a very nice share of 9 tips of how you can be a great leader. So with this, I think I would like to end my class. I hope you all enjoyed it, and remember that you too can become a leader provided you hone all these skills with you. So thank you very much for listening to the class. Stay home, stay safe, and if at all you have to go out, wear your mask and maintain your distance. Have a good day. Thank you.